Somebody who has the wits to recognize that man-made religions, they're all man-made, that all these supposed words of God are only words of men put in God's mouth. People that have the wits to understand that and don't believe in the gods made up by these men have the rational position when it comes to religion, has that absolute rational position backed up by all kinds of evidence, reason, and logic. But that doesn't mean that these people are rational in all aspects of their life. They can be completely irrational and absolutely crazy in other aspects. And so that's what we have going on with this incident, this attack on Stephen Woodford, who has a YouTube channel, Rationality Rules, a very successful channel, very well done channel. He's very well spoken. I always learn a lot from watching his videos. He tries to cover every aspect and focuses on debunking arguments and bringing up logical fallacies, which I think he does very well. Well, this ACA, this Atheist Community of Austin, the Board of Directors for a atheist community seems kind of formal. They attacked him. They attacked him over a video he made about a month ago saying, and this is the real controversial thing. People born as biological males, have physical advantages over people born as biological females, and therefore when they compete in physical sports, it gives them an unfair advantage. So this is the controversial thing. I remember arguing with people about how old the earth and the universe was, arguing with people who thought that the earth was 6,000 years old. And obviously there's people still out there who believe that and argue that, and all of life was just made pretty much the same it is now. All the species were made pretty much the same as they are now. No evolution, everything just made like that about 6,000 years ago. I would have argumentation against these people, against this absolutely insane, crazy view, this irrational, illogical nonsense. And now I refer to that as the good old days. If only we can go back to that, because now we're having arguments against people who think that the earth is flat and people who think that biological males don't have physical advantages over biological females. This is the world we're living in. If you state the obvious, then it's controversial and it's insulting. And this message that they posted on their Facebook, the ACA posted on the Atheist Experience. I guess you've probably seen them. They do a lot of that radio show, televised, which has gone on for many, many years. A lot of good programs out there with Matt Dillahunty in many of those, and I think he's one of the leaders in this organization. This Facebook post was one of the most ridiculous, insane. It is absolute leftist. It is absolutely SJW, and there's nothing rationality. There's nothing rational about that position. If you're extreme left, you're nuts. You don't have any logic. You have lost your freaking mind. So this is the way it begins. Recently, the ACA Board of Directors, once again, ACA, Atheist Community of Austin, was made aware that guest co-host Stephen Woodford, the YouTuber Rationality Rules, had made ignorant, they actually used the term ignorant, and transphobic videos and statements on his social media platforms. That is a lie. I watched the video, very reasoned, comes up with arguments for the other side I hadn't considered before, but they're still weak arguments, and I agreed with that. But to say ignorant, and because once again, there have been long videos about this. It all comes down to people born as biological men have physical advantages over people born as biological women. Physical advantages. That's what it all boils down to, and therefore physical competition, they have an edge. It's not an even playing field. So you can't even say that now because that's ignorant and transphobic, according to these idiots on this board of directors. In the weeks leading to his appearance on ACA, so what ACA should be doing, what any good atheist group should be doing, is networking with atheists, and especially young, popular atheists like Stephen Woodford is. We would like to make it clear that we do not share or condone his opinions or attitudes, and that we fully and actively support equal rights for the LGBTQIA plus community. Well, what exactly do equal rights mean? Very vague. And they're also very vague. What specifically was said by Stephen that you take an issue with? So basically, they're acting like religious fundamentalists. They're acting like, by the word, religious believers. Everything in my religious text is the truth, and I don't have to defend it. We acknowledge that the ACA did a poor job showing our support by allowing Mr. Woodford to make appearances on our shows without either addressing his controversial views on the air or asking him to refrain from appearances until he released a clarifying statement on his channel. Once again, what did he say that was an issue? We also failed to communicate our feelings and intentions in a timely manner to our volunteers and fans. And this is where the drama really gets over the top. The language here is laughable. We sincerely apologize for the pain and anguish our failings have caused our viewers, volunteers, and our ACA family all over the world. A little more drama, please. We love the trans community and are deeply distressed to have caused anyone harm. We have let you down, and we intend to do our best to earn back your trust. That's basically saying everyone in the trans community. It's stereotyping. There's no individuals in the trans community. They all think the same way. They all have the same exact opinions, and the ACA knows exactly the opinions of all of them, and that all of them believe that it's offensive to say people born as biological males have a physical competitive advantages over people born as biological females. Every single one of them has that opinion, and this just offended every single one of them. There's no individuals, no individual opinions in the trans community. Now, that's a pretty ignorant stereotype. I would find that very offensive because obviously it's not true. There are many opinions, and the vast majority of trans people aren't in competitive sports, just like the vast majority of heterosexual people, gay people, just a vast majority of people in general are not engaged in competitive sports. The ACA is working quickly and diligently to ensure that this kind of mistake does not happen again. Oh, here we go. We're going to start really policing people. If you have a controversial tweet from 10 years ago, we're just going to ban you and throw you in the garbage. Doesn't matter the millions of opinions you had after that. Doesn't matter the millions of opinions you had before. You have some kind of maybe offensive tweet, even if it was a joke from 10 years ago, you're just going to be thrown in the garbage. So here we go with this leftist bullshit that everybody is so goddamn sick of. Man, so where was I? The ACA will not knowingly allow the ACA production or publication to be used in a manner that's inconsistent with our mission and position statements, whatever that means. Why don't you people focus on atheism? We'd love to hear from you. Yeah, you probably don't, because I'm sure they're hearing a whole lot of stuff they don't want to hear right now. Our ACA family, if you have any ideas or feedback on how we can do better, please email us at president@atheist-community.org. I know they're getting a lot of emails. I made a comment on their Facebook page. So this is the crazy world we're living in. And obviously, this is the first time it happened. The atheist community a few years ago, I mean, before that, it seemed like everybody got along. We were all engaged, but that's when being an atheist was more controversial than it is now. Now in the States, being an atheist, nobody really cares. So we've kind of gone into other issues. The debates that used to get a lot of hits, such as, like I was saying before, debating the age of the earth or debating morality or these sort of things, they still happen, not nearly in the frequency or the popularity that they once did. You know, the media audience just they've changed. Their wants and desires and habits have changed. So now we're dealing with more social issues. But what we're seeing right here is just a cancer that really broke up the atheist community for, I guess, about 5 years. We're 5 years ago, where now we have atheists just attacking each other, just eating each other, and it's just not good at all for the community. It's just divisive, and this whole attitude, well, we disagree with your position, and so we're just going to throw you in the garbage. That is extreme leftism. We're just going to throw you in the garbage. We're not going to have a debate. We're just going to shut you down. Just pathetic. And apparently maybe there's a vote coming up where these board of directors can be replaced with people that aren't morons. Because I really, whoever these people are that were involved with doing this and involved with this garbage post, who wrote this? I mean, we apologize for the pain and anguish our failings have caused our viewers. Who wrote this garbage? This is just embarrassing. And so obviously the Atheist Community of Austin seriously needs new leadership. And my gosh, can we just cut the crap? And can we actually just have arguments and disagreements and see things different ways and just not throw people in the garbage over that? If they had an issue, state what the damn issue is. You know, we've seen this crap with Facebook as a company, with YouTube as a company. Just recently, one of my videos is flagged. Oh, it was offensive. Didn't break any rules. Okay, what was offensive? They don't tell you. They just give you all these restrictions. It's just censorship. And atheists don't want censorship. We've had censorship. In other countries, hell, in most of the world, there's censorship happening right now. Outspoken atheist bloggers in Bangladesh butchered in broad daylight. People thrown in jail saying there is no God on Facebook. If anybody should be against censorship, it should be the atheists. You know, a lot of people think, well, if you're an atheist, you should be big on women's rights and liberalism and all this garbage. Excuse me, if you're an atheist, you should really be big on freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of the press. My gosh, we need to get our priorities straight, folks. This is just pathetic. Anyway, that's my view on it. Please share yours. This is Jim Wall. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Cisco, do we have to leave all our good friends now?
Only until next time, Pancho. Adios, amigos.